This episode brought to you by coffee.
Hey, it's Aaron, and today I'm in front of a 2021 Infiniti Q60. This particular one is the Red Sport 400 package, which, if you're going to buy it, is probably the way you should go. Anyway, the Q60 is Infiniti Sport Coupe. It's a little two-door with a wonderful kind of a saloon design, almost a fastback, and just a great look and feel. Really nice car. There are a few problems with it. I'll talk about those. So the first thing was, let's just talk about design. I love the grille work on this. It looks really good. I like this little bump here. It kind of replaces where you would normally have, a hood ornament or something sticking up. It has a sleek design, and as we walk around the car, you'll see more of that. It's just a really good look. Now, what's really important for those who are looking at sport coupes, and particularly this one, is what's underneath that. So the Infiniti Q60 is powered by a 3-liter six-cylinder engine, and it doesn't matter what iteration you get it in, that's the engine. The difference is the engine in this one, in the Red Sport 400, has been souped up to 400 horsepower. That's a big deal because that really takes this car from being a pretty okay drive that feels pretty good, and does okay as a luxury coupe, and it just rockets to the next level. Becomes a powerful car to drive with a beautiful exhaust note. A V6 is very, very iffy when it comes to exhaust sound, and Infiniti hit it with this one. It sounds really good. I'll try to get a recording of that at some point during this talk. So looking at it from the side, you can see that saloon style I was talking about. You can see that the hood is long, the trunk is clipped very short. It's not quite a fastback, but it's pretty close to it. You notice the little notch above the fender in that rear window, and then how the belt line runs all the way from the front headlamp all the way back to that rear fender. Just gives it a really smart look. It's a very timeless look, actually. It's really, really pretty. And you have a lot of little details. I'll stand in the frame and give you a little bit of perspective on the size, too. You have a lot of details. With the Red Sport, you get the bigger brake calipers and bigger brakes, which you kind of need because you got a bigger engine, right? Over here, you have these faux scoops that are coolers. I don't know what to call them. Vents, I think is the word for that. And those don't actually do anything, but they look really cool on this car. And then this car has the added carbon fiber package. We'll talk about some pricing in a minute. And that carbon fiber package means that this and a few things on the inside and that spoiler on the very back of the car are all carbon fiber pieces. So it's a really cool look. The black really sets off of this white in particular. I think if this car was a different color, if it wasn't this kind of a metallic white, if it was like the red color they have for this car, that black would not look as smart. I think it looks really good on this setup. I just wanted to point out the body lines. So you have a curve right here that you probably don't see from that angle very much, but when you look at it from in particular angles, and you probably saw it from when we were talking from the front, this really, really reflects light, creates a lot of the movement you see in the bodywork. It's really nice. This has a sunroof and a few other thyou and just a nice kind of a scoop design. Now, if you've looked at Infiniti before, if you are familiar with the company, you know that they have this silhouette that is their kind of logo, but not really. It's just the silhouette of a car and a belt line and a couple of hints of wheels underneath. Well, this car embodies that. So I want you to look. I'll just try to point it out. If you follow that belt line across, that's the bottom of the silhouette. Then you follow the top, the curvature of the roof, the top of the hood and stuff. There's the rest of the silhouette. And so Really nice car. Let's look at the rear end. I want to show you that spoiler and stuff, and then we'll get inside. So at the back side of the car here, we got that spoiler I was talking about. It looks really good. Now, the Q60 has that no matter what. It's just that on this particular one, it is slightly accentuated because of the red sport package, and then the carbon fiber makes it black like this. Just a phenomenal, one of my favorite features of this particular car, just because it's so eye-grabbing. And besides, you know, it's a sports car. Everybody should be behind you losing, right? All right, anyway. You can see the Q60 badge and a couple of other things. This is also the all-wheel drive model. I probably didn't point that out. And now I want to try to get you the exhaust note. Let's see if we can record this. Just a nice little rumble. It's a beautiful sound from a V6. So again, Red Sport 400 horsepower, 3-liter V6. Now for the inside of the car. I know you can't see very much from here. It's really hard to film inside of a coupe. Very, very constricted. But I'll just point out a few features. This is where the Red Sport really kind of drops the ball, and that's purely because of its age. Most of the vehicles that are in this class have already gone past this. They have much better infotainment. They have much nicer driver interfaces as far as the electronics go, and so forth. This also does not, by default, have a lot of the safety systems that are now pretty much standard. So there's a lot of stuff that is just outdated. That's the only way to put it. But let me talk about what is there. So the seats are very nicely done and well bolstered. Now, even for somebody of my size, I'm 6'3", I'm over 250 pounds, and that seat bolstering does not bother me. I sit really nicely in this car. Also, just the overall feel of the inside, you can see some of the maybe you can see some of the carbon fiber and stuff happening. Really, really nice. When I get in the car, it's pretty easy to sit in. I often have problems with sport cars, especially sport coupes, because of the just how low they are. And being large, I have a hard time doing that. But in this car, I have no issues whatsoever. Really, really well done. And just nice overall. My only beefs are the infotainment. It's a split screen, and Infiniti has been slowly perfecting the idea of that split screen. It used to be really clunky. Now it's a little better, but still the icons and the feel of the system are just outdated. Also, some of the switch gear is a little bit old. It's getting tiresome to look at it. And I don't like the control system for those screens. Normally they're a touch screen, but you also have a command knob down over here, and I'm not a fan of those ever. And most importantly, you cannot talk to this system. It has voice activation, kind of, and it's okay, but it's the old clunky style. Most of the luxury companies are moving towards a spoken word style. It works more like your Amazon device or your Google, where you can just talk to it. And I really wish that companies like Infiniti would figure that out and get to that. Otherwise, though, I've had a really good run in this car. Let's talk about pricing. I'll pull up the Monroney and let's talk about that a little bit. The Monroney got cut off, but it shows the options and stuff, which is really what matters. So looking at about a base price of about $60,000, and then this has roughly $7,000 in add-ons. The illuminated kick plates, take or leave that. That's kind of neat, but not that neat. The cargo package is the trunk protector, which is basically a rubber mat in the trunk, and a cargo net and a couple other things. Take or leave that. If you haul a lot of stuff in your car, you probably want that. If you don't, I wouldn't bother. The radiant exterior welcome lighting. That's the puddle lights and a few other things. Those are kind of neat, but I don't know that, again, take or leave it. 20-inch accessory wheels. So those are the wheels on this car. They've been changed. and they're really, really pretty. $1,800 is a good price to pay for some premium wheels. And then the carbon fiber package, I would totally spring the $2,300 to get that. That's what brings the spoiler that I pointed out, the mirror covers I pointed out, fog lamps, interior all over the place. It just looks really good. The performance package, that creates that exhaust note you're hearing and adds a cool air intake, which when you're driving, you can hear that occasionally. It's not like a supercharger whine. You'll just hear kind of a, in the background, it's really quiet, but it's only when you're really performance driving. And the premium paint, totally worth that. $700 to get this beautiful color. Hell yeah. So, in all, you know, after the destination and stuff, $68,391. Not a bad price to pay for a sport coupe with this kind of oomph. Putting away the paperwork, you notice the MPGs, 26 on the highway. You can easily get that in this car. It's not that hard, just don't shove the right pedal down. So there you go. I mean, this is a great car. So we're back where we started. Again, a really nice car. I would advise somebody who's looking around to really shop, though, because this fits a certain group of people, and if you're not that group of people, you're not going to like it, and you're not going to know that until you've test driven it and then tried a couple of the competitors. And the reason I say that is because it's the unquantifiable feel. It's that the little feelings that you can't really like put on a chart and give metrics to or whatever. You just have to do it and find out. Kind of like ziplining. Yeah. Anyway, really great car. I love the Red Sport 400 package. Totally awesome there. Some people may not need that, and I don't fault them for that. The standard model of this, the standard models, because there's like 3 trim levels other than this, are really good and drive really well. For me, I like the extra muscle. I want that 400 horsepower, but you don't have to have it. I have a friend who drives one of these, and hers is in a standard package, and she loves that. She loves the car. She loves the engine, the feel of it. It's all about what you want out of your sport coupe. So that's what I got. That's pretty much it. I'm just gonna keep rambling otherwise, right? So yeah, that's what I got. This has been Aaron standing in front of the 2021 Infiniti Q60 and watching somebody on a motorcycle trying to rip around this parking lot. I think they left because I have a camera. All right, that's what I got. Talk to you again soon.
Subscribe.